Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having Aries on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart, or Aries midheaven, or MC as others will call it, and I call it that as well. So anyway, having Aries on the 10th house cusp, first thing I'll look at is the status and recognition, and this person may be very forceful, perhaps in trying to attain maybe some kind of position of prominence, of leadership position, a position of authority, and they may want to be recognized as a leader, even if their job position or their career is such where it's not really a leadership position. This person may simply be the kind that wants to be known as a person leading by example and showing a pioneering spirit and perhaps showing originality in matters pertaining to their career. And speaking of such, as far as the 10th house goes, it's also connected with one's career. So as far as the career, perhaps this person may choose vocation, maybe in law enforcement, the military, such as we can also say that maybe this person, in some isolated cases, may be professional athlete, something that shows their competitive zeal, and also perhaps maybe even a position connected with metals, because Mars rules Aries. And it could be something like welding, construction, working with sheet metal. This could be a wide divergence of things. It could even be something like robotics, because that's metal. And I mean, robots are comprised of metal. So those are some things to consider as far as Aries on the 10th house cusp as far as the career goes. And this could show that this person may be very aggressive and assertive in matters connected with their career. And even if Cancer, the zodiac sign Cancer, is rising, this could be somebody that is very far from passive in matters connected with their career. Now, the 10th house also is associated with the dominant parent, and that would generally be the father. Now, with the father or dominant parent, perhaps this person saw this dominant parent, generally the father figure, or I should say the father is someone that might be maybe somewhat combative or also very aggressive, but also hot-tempered. And it could show that maybe the situation between this person and the father or dominant parent might have been a little bit contentious or acrimonious, to say the least. And this could be, they may have seen this dominant parent as as perhaps a little bit hot-tempered and impulsive and impetuous, perhaps as well. Also, the 10th house is associated with the public image, and as far as the public image may go, this person may have been seen or may be seen as somebody that is very outspoken, somebody that is aggressive and assertive and will speak his or her mind very readily. Perhaps the situation with some people in the public might be somewhat combative or contentious. I knew someone that figured prominently in my life many years ago, and I can remember that what she told me was she had an experience at a restaurant, and she got mad at one of the employees there, and she was holding an ice cream cone in her hand, and she took the ice cream cone and she kind of didn't really throw the full cone down, but she moved her arm in a way where the top of the ice cream kind of came out, and it fell onto the floor near where the employee was standing, because she became somewhat acerbic and became angry at the employee for whatever reason. And even with she had Cancer rising, and even with that, it showed that she was far from docile or passive in matters connected with the public, I think it would be safe to surmise. Now, the 10th house is also associated with the reputation, and this person might have a reputation for being somebody that can be combative, that will stand up for what he or she believes in, for being forceful in matters for being impulsive or impetuous and doing things perhaps with spontaneity, showing leadership attributes and qualities, and can be somebody that really is that kind, even with, like I said, not to be redundant, but even with Cancer ascendant, will stand up for his or her rights when necessary. So those are some things to consider with Aries on the 10th house cusp. Now, the 10th house is also associated with authority figures. So perhaps this person might have some situations with authority figures that might be somewhat combative or quarrelsome, but at the same time, perhaps these authority figures in many instances may admire the leadership qualities and attributes that the person with Aries on the 10th house cusp exhibits or exudes. And this person may very well be outspoken with authority figures and be fearless and have that no fear concept with them, and is not afraid to stand up to an authority figure if he or she is such as a supervisor, if he or she is being belligerent, for example, or is out of line with what they may say. So, and this could also even be authority figures. It could pertain to that are outside of the person's career or workplace, just in general, may have that kind of no fear concept with them, which can maybe at times get the person into trouble inadvertently. But anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having Aries on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having Taurus on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.